1. What does the Constitution say about the use of confessions obtained through force, intimidation, or coercion? A. They are admissible if the person confesses in writing. B. They are admissible only if confirmed by a judge. C. They are inadmissible under any circumstances. D. They are admissible if used in minor crimes. Answer: C. They are inadmissible under any circumstances. Explanation: Article 3, Section 12 prohibits the use of confessions obtained through torture, force, or intimidation, ensuring that evidence gathered through such means is inadmissible in court. 2. Under Article 3, Section 6, which of the following rights is guaranteed with regard to movement and travel? A. The right to travel may only be restricted by law or in the interest of national security, public safety, or public health. B. The right to travel is absolute and cannot be restricted under any circumstance. C. The right to travel may be restricted for individuals with unpaid debts. D. The right to travel is only applicable to citizens leaving the country. Answer: A. The right to travel may only be restricted by law or in the interest of national security, public safety, or public health. Explanation: The Constitution guarantees the freedom to travel but allows reasonable limitations if national security, public safety, or public health necessitate such restrictions. 3. Which of the following correctly describes the Miranda rights, as provided under Article 3, Section 12? A. The right to be informed of the right to remain silent and the right to counsel only applies during trial. B. These rights apply from the moment an individual is placed under custodial investigation. C. The right to remain silent can be ignored if the individual confesses to the crime. D. The right to counsel can be waived without restrictions. Answer: B. These rights apply from the moment an individual is placed under custodial investigation. Explanation: Miranda rights, including the right to remain silent and the right to counsel, take effect immediately upon custodial investigation to protect against self-incrimination and unlawful detention. 4. In which situations can the President suspend the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus, according to Article 7, Section 18? A. Only during economic crises. B. In cases of invasion, rebellion, or when public safety requires it. C. To prevent massive protests. D. During election periods. Answer: B. In cases of invasion, rebellion, or when public safety requires it. Explanation: The President may suspend the writ of habeas corpus during invasion or rebellion when public safety is in danger, as provided in Article 7, Section 18 of the Constitution. What constitutional right guarantees that an accused person is entitled to a speedy trial to prevent undue delays in court proceedings? A. Right to a speedy trial. B. Right to remain silent. C. Right against self-incrimination. D. Right to counsel. Answer: Right to a speedy trial. Explanation: The right to a speedy trial ensures that an accused person is not subjected to unnecessary delays in the legal process, protecting them from prolonged uncertainty and ensuring that justice is served promptly. This right applies to all judicial and administrative proceedings. 6. Under the Philippine Constitution, which of the following acts is prohibited during custodial investigation? A. The suspect is informed of the nature of the accusation. B. The suspect is physically or mentally coerced to confess. C. The suspect is provided with a lawyer. D. The suspect is detained in a facility. Answer: B. The suspect is physically or mentally coerced to confess. Explanation: Article 3, Section 12 prohibits any form of coercion, torture, or intimidation during custodial investigation to protect the rights and dignity of the individual. 7. The Constitution provides that warrants of arrest or search warrants must particularly describe what? A. The criminal record of the suspect. B. The person to be arrested and the place to be searched. C. The suspect's family background. D. The history of the investigating officer. Answer: B. The person to be arrested and the place to be searched. Explanation: Article 3, Section 2 requires that warrants must describe particularly the person or things to be seized and the place to be searched to prevent generalized searches. 8. Under the right to privacy, as protected by the Constitution, law enforcement officers cannot enter and search a person's home without what? A. Consent from the family. B. An arrest warrant. C. A search warrant based on probable cause. D. Public outcry. Answer: C. A search warrant based on probable cause. Explanation: The right to privacy is protected under Article 3, Section 2, which mandates that searches of homes and private properties must be authorized by a search warrant issued on probable cause. 9. Under Article 3, Section 4 of the Philippine Constitution, what is the purpose of the freedom of speech and expression? A. To promote anarchy. B. To protect the interests of the state. C. To ensure individuals can express their opinions without fear of government reprisal. D. To allow only positive feedback on government policies. Answer: C. To ensure individuals can express their opinions without fear of government reprisal. Explanation: Article 3, Section 4 guarantees the right to free speech and expression, ensuring that citizens can voice their opinions, even critical ones, without government interference. 10. Which constitutional right protects individuals from unreasonable searches and seizures? A. Right to privacy. B. Right to free speech. C. Right to equal protection. D. Right to property. Answer: Right to privacy. Explanation: The right to privacy safeguards individuals from unreasonable searches and seizures, ensuring that law enforcement follows due process and obtains warrants based on probable cause before conducting any search or arrest. This protection is vital for maintaining personal security and preventing arbitrary actions by authorities. 11. The Philippine Constitution provides that no law shall be passed abridging the freedom of speech, of expression, or of the press. In which situation is this right restricted? A. When it threatens national security or public order. B. When it criticizes the government. C. When it involves the publication of political opinions. D. When it is used to promote a cause. Answer: When it threatens national security or public order. Explanation: Although freedom of speech is guaranteed under Article 3, Section 4, it may be limited when it poses a clear and present danger to national security or public order. 12. What does the Constitution state about the practice of religion with respect to law enforcement duties? A. Law enforcement officers are exempt from following religious laws. B. Law enforcement cannot interfere with the free exercise of religion unless it violates public order or morals. C. Law enforcement can restrict religious practices that they personally disagree with. D. Religious groups must adhere to law enforcement policies during worship. Answer: B. Law enforcement cannot interfere with the free exercise of religion unless it violates public order or morals. Explanation: Article 3, Section 5 guarantees the free exercise of religion, but the state can intervene if religious practices endanger public order or safety. 13. Under the Constitution, what protection is provided to a person who is accused of a crime? A. The accused must remain in custody without bail until proven innocent. B. The accused has the right to be informed of the charges against them. C. The accused has no right to legal counsel if they cannot afford one. D. The accused can be tried without presenting evidence. Answer: B. The accused has the right to be informed of the charges against them. Explanation: Article 3, Section 14 ensures that the accused is informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, guaranteeing transparency and fairness in legal proceedings. Which constitutional principle guarantees that all persons in the Philippines are entitled to equal protection of the law? A. Right to equal protection. B. Right to due process. C. Right to freedom of speech. D. Right to property. Answer: A. Right to equal protection. Explanation: The right to equal protection ensures that every individual in the Philippines is treated fairly under the law, without discrimination. It prevents the government from enacting or enforcing laws that unfairly target certain groups or individuals, promoting fairness and justice for all citizens. 15. What is the consequence if a person's rights during custodial investigation are violated, according to the Constitution? A. The person must serve time in jail without trial. B. The evidence obtained is admissible as long as there is probable cause. C. Any confession or admission obtained in violation of the right to counsel is inadmissible in court. D. The person may be tried immediately without further investigation. Answer: C. Any confession or admission obtained in violation of the right to counsel is inadmissible in court. Explanation: Article 3, Section 12 states that any evidence obtained through the violation of a person's rights during custodial investigation, including the right to counsel, is inadmissible. 16. What does the Constitution state about double jeopardy? A. A person may be tried twice for the same offense if new evidence is found. B. No person shall be twice put in jeopardy for the same offense. C. Double jeopardy applies only to civil cases. D. Double jeopardy can be waived under specific conditions. Answer: B. No person shall be twice put in jeopardy for the same offense. Explanation: Article 3, Section 21 provides protection against double jeopardy, meaning a person cannot be tried again for the same offense after an acquittal, conviction, or dismissal of the case without the accused consent. 17. The right against self-incrimination ensures that an individual A. Cannot be forced to testify or provide evidence against themselves. B. Must testify if subpoenaed by the court. C. Can be convicted without testimony. D. Can be forced to give written statements but not verbal testimony. Answer: A. Cannot be forced to testify or provide evidence against themselves. Explanation: Article 3, Section 17 provides the right against self-incrimination, which protects individuals from being compelled to testify against themselves during any legal proceedings. 18. What is the role of the Miranda Doctrine in law enforcement under the Philippine Constitution? A. It allows police officers to arrest without warrants. B. It requires police officers to inform individuals of their rights before questioning. C. It permits interrogation without the presence of counsel. D. It allows the police to detain individuals indefinitely. Answer: B. It requires police officers to inform individuals of their rights before questioning. Explanation: The Miranda Doctrine, rooted in Article 3, Section 12, requires that individuals under custodial investigation be informed of their rights to remain silent and to have legal counsel. 19. What happens to evidence obtained from an illegal search or seizure under the Philippine Constitution? A. It is admissible if it leads to a conviction. B. It is admissible if there are witnesses. C. It is inadmissible in court. D. It can be used for lesser offenses. Answer: C. It is inadmissible in court. Explanation: Article 3, Section 3(2) provides that any evidence obtained from an illegal search or seizure is inadmissible, following the exclusionary rule to protect constitutional rights. 20. The Constitution provides that any person under custodial investigation must be informed of which of the following? A. The right to an immediate trial. B. The right to refuse questioning. C. The right to remain silent and to have competent legal counsel. D. The right to be detained without trial. Answer: C. The right to remain silent and to have competent legal counsel. Explanation: Article 3, Section 12 guarantees that any person under custodial investigation must be informed of their right to remain silent and the right to have legal counsel. This is to ensure fairness and protect individuals from self-incrimination. 21. What does the Philippine Constitution guarantee with regard to the right to counsel during custodial investigation? A. The right to choose a private lawyer. B. The right to have a lawyer provided if the person cannot afford one. C. The right to waive counsel in writing. D. The right to legal representation only if the case goes to trial. Answer: B. The right to have a lawyer provided if the person cannot afford one. Explanation: Article 3, Section 12 mandates that if a person under investigation cannot afford a lawyer, one must be provided by the state to ensure legal representation. 22. The Constitution allows warrantless arrests under which of the following circumstances? A. When the crime was committed in the presence of the arresting officer. B. When the officer has a strong feeling that the person is guilty. C. When the arresting officer is acting on a tip from an anonymous source. D. When the suspect is running away. Answer: when the crime was committed in the presence of the arresting officer. Explanation: Warrantless arrests are allowed when a crime is committed in the presence of the arresting officer, or when there is probable cause to believe that a person has just committed a crime, in flagranti delicto. 23. Under the Constitution, what is required for a search warrant to be valid? A. It must be based on an officer's suspicion. B. It must be issued by a competent court with probable cause. C. It must be issued by the police chief. D. It must be requested by the complainant. Answer: B. It must be issued by a competent court with probable cause. Explanation: Article 3, Section 2 requires that a search warrant must be issued by a judge based on probable cause after personally examining the complainant and witnesses. 24. What is the scope of protection provided by the Philippine Constitution against self-incrimination? A. It applies only to criminal cases. B. It applies to both criminal and civil cases. C. It applies only during court hearings. D. It applies only if the accused is guilty. Answer: B. It applies to both criminal and civil cases. Explanation: The right against self-incrimination, under Article 3, Section 17, applies not just in criminal cases but also in civil cases, ensuring that no person can be compelled to testify against themselves in any legal proceeding. 25. Under what condition can a person legally waive their right to remain silent during custodial investigation according to the Constitution? A. The waiver must be written and signed in the presence of counsel. B. The waiver can be verbal as long as it's recorded. C. The waiver is valid if the person agrees to it voluntarily. D. The waiver is not allowed under any circumstances. Answer: A. The waiver must be written and signed in the presence of counsel. Explanation: Article 3, Section 12 requires that any waiver of rights during custodial investigation must be in writing made in the presence of legal counsel to be valid, protecting individuals from coercion. 26. What does the Constitution say about excessive bail and cruel punishments? A. Bail is not allowed for any crime. B. Cruel punishments are allowed for serious offenses. C. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. D. Bail is allowed only for political prisoners. Answer: C. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. Explanation: Article 3, Section 13 guarantees the right to bail and ensures that no excessive bail is required, while Article 3, Section 19 prohibits cruel, degrading, or inhuman punishment. 27. Which constitutional right ensures that individuals are informed of their right to remain silent and have legal counsel during a custodial investigation? A. Right to a fair trial. B. Right to remain silent. C. Right against self-incrimination. D. Right to counsel. Answer: D. Right to counsel. Explanation: The right to counsel ensures that anyone under custodial investigation is informed of their right to remain silent and to have a lawyer present. This protection guards against self-incrimination and ensures that individuals have legal representation during critical stages of the investigation. 28. Under the Philippine Constitution, what is the consequence of a confession obtained in violation of the suspect's rights? A. It is admissible if it is truthful. B. It is inadmissible in any court proceeding. C. It can be used if the suspect apologizes. D. It can be admitted as long as there is a witness. Answer: B. It is inadmissible in any court proceeding. Explanation: Article 3, Section 12 ensures that any confession obtained through coercion, intimidation, or violation of the right to counsel is inadmissible in court, protecting the integrity of the legal process. 29. The right to due process of law under the Philippine Constitution ensures which of the following? A. Immediate punishment for offenders. B. That every person is heard in court before being deprived of life, liberty, or property. C. That the police have the authority to decide punishments. D. That the state can seize property without trial. Answer: B. That every person is heard in court before being deprived of life, liberty, or property. Explanation: Article 3, Section 1 protects individuals by ensuring that no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, guaranteeing a fair and impartial trial. 30. Which constitutional provision prohibits secret detention places, solitary confinement, and similar forms of detention? A. Protection against unreasonable searches. B. Protection against torture. C. Right to a fair trial. D. Prohibition of cruel and unusual punishment. Answer: B. Protection against torture. Explanation: The Constitution explicitly prohibits the use of secret detention facilities, solitary confinement, or similar methods that violate the dignity and rights of individuals. This provision ensures the humane treatment of all persons, especially those under detention, and prevents inhumane practices like torture and isolation.